Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about some ridiculous headlines. They're so ridiculous that I was sure that at first that they were a joke. It's almost like we teleported into some other dimension and it's just absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, real quick in the market, not much going on. Honestly, it's kind of nice because the volatility, it does seem to be coming down a little bit because the news is just so ridiculous. I mean, if you had told me that any of this would have happened like 6 months or a year ago, I would have not believed you. It's literally like we're in another dimension, another universe. It's even hard to explain, but let's talk about what's going on today. So I reposted everything I want to talk about real quick. So it's some good news. Japan is coming in today to negotiate tariffs. The cost of military support and trade fairness. I will attend the meeting along with Treasury. Hopefully something can be worked out for the good or the great for Japan and the US. Okay. Another thing, Trump is continuing to purchase a lot of Ethereum, just continuously purchasing it. It's almost like, there's been rumors of like, oh, we're going to put this on Ethereum. Maybe we'll put government spending on Ethereum. Maybe we'll build this on Ethereum. So it's almost like something like that is going to happen. Some good news. Crypto exchange OKX just announced it's finally expanding into the US. That's cool. They have one of my buddies, he goes back and forth between Canada and the US, and they like contacted him or something because it's not legal in the US, but he's a Canadian and it is legal in Canada, I'm pretty sure. So that's interesting. China's local government sells 15,000 Bitcoin worth 1.25 billion via offshore private entities. That's basically OTC deals. So it usually doesn't affect the price of Bitcoin that much, which is good. And it just seems right now that so many companies and corporations and big whales are just accumulating Bitcoin. A lot of companies are buying it. MicroStrategy. There was some news about another company that did it recently. GME is considering buying a crap ton of Bitcoin as well. So, a lot of people are scared and selling, but a lot of people are buying as well. So, and then we're talking about, we're really just going to pump and dump based on whatever Trump feels like on the day. Now, this is really zoomed in. This is the stock market, obviously not Bitcoin. U.S. stocks rebound as China says it's open for talks. Reminder, Powell today, 11:30, will talk about inflation data, market outlook. This will be interesting. If he even mentions rate cuts, we'll see a massive pump. If he says we're not going to get rate cuts for quite some time, we might see a dump. Again, it's going to be really volatile. It's pretty crazy. Oklahoma Bitcoin reserve bill has died. It has died everywhere so far. It has not been approved anywhere. It's gotten quite far in a lot of places, but then I think it's mostly dying in the Senate. So this one was really close, 6-5. So that almost happened there. And China now facing 245% tariffs. I read that this morning and I was like, that has to be a joke, right? That can't be real. Almost 300% in tariffs, but it is absolutely true. I should have reposted the one that actually had the screenshot of the announcement, but yeah, it's true. It's crazy. It's crazy. China's also saying, it's open for talks. They did say like, oh, as long as the U.S. treats us respectfully, etc. But man, you can't even make this up. Look at these. I mean, 245%, 300% tariffs. Another thing that I've found quite funny is people are realizing that these high-end luxury brands are just made by China. Now, I lived in China for many years for my job. I moved over there as a technical specialist on test equipment. I work in the automotive field. I'm an engineer, if you didn't know. So it's kind of funny because when I was over there, you could buy all these cheap items. Like I could buy knockoff like Under Armour shirts, and I was buying them like $5 each. You could buy all those different things, and what they do is they operate a lot of the manufacturing plants for these big luxury brands, and basically they just like run them in the off hours and then sell them knockoff, and it's literally like the same thing. Sometimes they use different materials, and then there's a lot of fake items that aren't made in that same manufacturing plant that are sold very cheap as well. But yeah, it was just interesting in China because I think Americans are now waking up that hey, a lot of these luxury brands are just made in China, and the the markup is just insane on some of these items. So I guess people are finally realizing that. I lived in China in like 2018, 2019. So I have been well aware of that. Yeah, so it's just crazy, man. Me when my position is at break even after being down 90%. Yeah. It's crazy that like you can't even make up any of this stuff. I thought this was funny. Don't forget to add Zelensky as a dependent when you file your taxes. I did file my taxes, and I think I owed like, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000 or something for some of the gains that I had last year on Bitcoin. So yeah, really interesting. I mean, if you would have told me this a couple months ago, I would have not believed you, because this is just insane. 300% tariffs. The good news is it does seem like these announcements aren't having as much pull as they used to. You know, the market's not open yet, so we'll see what happens in the morning. But let's look at futures. You know, futures actually, they went down. Oh, and then the announcement about Nvidia. I think I threw it in my Discord. Yeah, here we go. If you want to join the Discord, feel free to join the Discord. There's just a couple of us here in that talk, but if you want to suggest any videos, pretty much anything that people put in here, I'll make a video on, you know, as long as it's relevant to the channel. But yeah, it's pretty insane. Basically, he told Nvidia that they can't sell chips to China. And then, you know, we saw this pretty big dump. Now, this is pretty zoomed in. Again, this is the 5-minute chart. So, you know, it's nothing like absolutely insane. Let's go look at Nvidia real quick on here. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. So it's actually, oh yeah, pre-market's down a good amount. What is this? 5% dump, so nothing crazy. If we go to the daily, I mean, we've just been bouncing. I mean, look at this daily dump of whatever, or I guess pump. You know, there's a 15%, right? So there's a or let's go this way, 17% pump. And then today on the pre-market we'll dump 5%. So nothing crazy. And it seems like, let's see if AI cryptos are down as a result of that. Let's see, render. Yeah, a little bit down as a result of that announcement, but nothing crazy. There is some correlation, it seems, to like AI cryptos and like Nvidia stock, for example. Trump coin up today, which is interesting. Out of all the things that's up, Trump coin is up. Fart coin, of course, is up. Neo is still performing pretty decent. And actually, through all this news, it's actually breaking out upwards, which is interesting. This is basically a Chinese Ethereum. I don't know, maybe people in China are accumulating this. It's still, I think, illegal to buy and sell crypto in China, but I think that will change. I think that will change. As I said, they're selling some of it OTC desks, so we'll see what happens. Ethereum right on the line here. So this is good for Ethereum. It's holding up. It did break out of this channel kind of for the first time in a really long time. If we look, I mean, it broke out of this channel for the first time since January 30th. So that's nice. Ethereum does seem to be holding its ground pretty decently, and my Camel Finance indicator has picked the weekly low for it, meaning that there's usually a breakout. It says that we might get a retest of this line or something at the end of this month, possibly. The green is predicting a daily low. The blue is predicting a weekly low. It should be really weekly and monthly, because the daily is like, obviously, like here's days. So you know, that's 30 days. So, and it's a daily low. It should be really called a weekly low, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Sui had a pretty big pullback. This almost looks like we could be getting a head and shoulders pattern here. So if we grab head and shoulders, I mean, it looks like we're almost seeing something like, here's the left shoulder. Draw something like that. There's the head. Draw something like that. And then, you know, this could be a right shoulder, and then that would be complete our head and shoulders on the daily, which would be huge for Sui. I'm really bullish on Sui, so that one looks like could be doing some potentially great things there. We did have a head and shoulders pattern on Sol. I think I showed you that. Was it on the 1 hour? 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hour. So we kind of had a head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Which did break to the upside. So yeah, it's just so crazy. I mean, you couldn't even guess that this was going to happen a couple months ago. H-bar showing a little bit of strength, not much. H-bar has been bleeding pretty hard. Seems like an opportunity to me as well. Yeah, crazy. This is just such a crazy world we live in, and Bitcoin dominance continues to climb. Now, I think that I think the high for Bitcoin dominance is going to be somewhere around 66%. So see what happens. If you do a fib retracement from the last move, that puts us up to 66%, and it just happens to be tapping kind of like this structure as well. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I mean, I wish I could just take a time machine and jump into the future a little bit and take a look just for the lulz of what's happening here, because I mean, this is a crazy timeline we live in at this point. You could never make any of this up. You could literally not make this up 6 months ago. It's just insane. Silver market pumped also pretty hard. Gold market is making new all-time highs again. So gold, pretty insane. It says it put a weekly low there. Interesting. Did say a weekly low there. The silver bounced so quickly I didn't even have time to open a position. I wanted to open a position here, but I mean, it hit here and then it just blasted. Now we're at resistance, so you know, you could wait a couple days, maybe try to get in if you do want to trade. Now, if you do want to trade on any of these like stocks, you can use BTCC.com. I do have some trades open. Let's just show those real quick. If I can type it, out right. But BTCC, I closed some of my, I did close some of my leverage trades last night because I just had a bad feeling about announcements for some reason, and the market was kind of getting a little bit of a bearish divergence. So if I look at, if I go look at Bitcoin real quick, I'll show you what I'm talking about. On the 1 hourly, you can see right here, we made a higher high, but the RSI made a lower low, or lower high, sorry. And it did it multiple times, right? So we had, I guess this was kind of, so this was a lower high, higher high, and then the same, basically a double top on RSI, which is bearish. You can see it kind of played out here. And then again, we hit a higher high and the RSI was lower as well. So you can see whenever you see something like this, where this is going up, but this is going down, usually that means kind of a reversal. It works the same in the opposite, right? So if you are making lower lows, but higher lows on RSI, that's bullish. So it's just interesting. So I closed some of my trades kind of right about here, or right before this pullback. And I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't know that I'm going to open any trades right before Jerome Powell. Maybe I'll watch it, and if he says something bullish, maybe I'll open a trade on that signal. I don't know. It's been crazy. Let's take a look at Litecoin. I do have a big Litecoin trade open. It's kind of just been topping out a little bit. So we'll see what happens here. We're making, let's see here. So we had a higher high, and then a really low RSI. So again, this is bearish, right? So you can see that, and then you can see this, but this is only the 1 hour time frame. So that means it's only short-term bearish, right? Now, if you make something like that on a daily time frame, it's a different deal. But however, the higher time frames, they need time to play out, and they can be, 180. They can change because of lower time frames. So it's interesting here. So if we look in the daily, it did put in a daily low there. It says we might see another low here. So maybe that means we see a bit of a pump for a while, and then I'm kind of expecting for Litecoin, maybe we come up here and whoa, what was that? Why? And then come back down. Maybe to retest somewhere down here or something, because let me try that again. Let me try that again. We could see something like maybe a pump out of here, maybe hit this resistance, maybe come down, put in a low here, and then maybe another pump, and then a weekly low here. So we'll see what happens. I like this Camel Finance indicator. It's been pretty cool for kind of picking some tops, bottoms, whatever. Trump, my God, just bleeding like crazy. I mean, obviously, oh God. Obviously, people right now in crypto aren't a huge fan of Trump. He's done some great things in the beginning, and then now the tariffs are obviously just causing a lot of uncertainty. Fartcoin, I was kind of hoping that I could open a trade on Fartcoin right down here on this line. I was kind of expecting it to maybe retest this line. Maybe it still will. This hourly candle's kind of has a high wick on the high side. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think someone just bought like $10 million of Fartcoin or something. So interesting. It's very interesting. Honestly, you can't even make any of this up. It's just so insane. If you look at total market cap, right on the fence of breaking out, honestly. So that's good. We put in some lows and actually hit this hit this resistance line from all the way back in 2023 and kind of bounced off of it. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like we're really trying to break out of here. It really does look like we're trying to break out of here. We almost did. We retested it. And we're just hanging on the line by a thread. So interesting. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. If you do want to trade, I'll show you real quick what I got open here. Bitunix, we have a dot trade opens down a little bit. Sui trade, Neo trade up still. That one's doing nice. ETH trade down. I'm just getting wrecked on this Litecoin trade and Bitcoin trade, but that's okay. We'll hold them open for a while. I have enough margin in the account where I'm not going to get liquidated, so I kind of just sit there and just let it go down for a little bit and hope it returns. I have stop losses on it in the worst case scenario if we go down. And if you want to join Bitunix, use the link below. Leverage trading is very risky, so just be careful, guys. Just be very careful. Use small position size and use. I'm actually using 1x leverage right now because you can't get liquidated, and the markets are just so freaking insane. BTCC, I have a couple trades open. Let's see how they're doing. I didn't check on them. Okay, now we're in the green on some of these. That's good. So MSTR, we're in the green. CLSK had some news about that they're not going to hold every single Bitcoin they have. They're actually going to, I don't know if they're going to leverage some debt against it and then try to, they said they're focusing on shareholder value. I take that as a positive, but it did see a big sell-off. Coinbase still down a lot. Mara doing good. So these are Bitcoin mining stocks, CLSK and Mara. Coinbase is obviously a Bitcoin company. I think everyone knows who that is. MSTR is obviously a Bitcoin company. So these are in the positive. Let's see. We look at, does it show pre-market on here? I guess I can just always look over here. I don't think it shows pre-market. No, okay. So if we go over here, we'll just check these out real quick and then we'll end the video here. So what do we got in pre-market for these? Coinbase pre-market down a tiny bit. Mara down a tiny bit. CLSK, CleanSpark. This was the, yeah, they dumped on the announcement saying that they're going to focus on shareholder value, which is kind of funny to me, but is what it is. It says the low should be in soon. Again, that's what this green box is for. My stop loss is down here at 5.5. That would be probably a pretty big dump, even from our pre-market price. Yeah, that'd be a 23% dump. So I think that stop loss will be fine. Hopefully, don't want to get that hit. And then, yeah, NVIDIA pre-market is down again, as I mentioned, 6%. But, you know, we hit this line perfectly as support. Is that real? Did I draw that now or later? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I mean, that's like the same support that we've been testing since back there. That's a very nice big bounce off that. I mean, that was a 30% bounce, which is pretty insane. Again, cycle low, it says coming in May, and then over here in July, August, it's going to have a weekly low. So really interesting. The NVIDIA obviously moves the price of the S&P a lot. So when NVIDIA dumps, the S&P usually dumps because it's a big percentage of it. SPY, again, pre-market's down, but we did reject off this support here and come back up. So that's good. So anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to join that Discord, feel free. Links in the description. If you want to use Bitunix or BTCC, I have affiliate links below. They help me out, but they also give you a big discount on fees. And there's a bunch of first-time newcomer bonuses. When you deposit X money, you get X money back. So that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys.